We build a new vision. We build a vision that aligns us to building a Bhavya Bharat. I would say the Indian engineers are very risk averse. They want to maintain the status quo, sometimes lazy. Aren't enough number of leaders currently that are available to run our industry. But I think what differentiates one leader from another, or what will differentiate India's leadership from the leadership of any other nation, is the collective ability of leaders to develop an insight for the nation, for the planet, that is substantially different and of a higher order. And we believe once that becomes a national phenomena, then the efficiency of the Indian API company goes up, and as a result, the profitability goes up.
Welcome to Pharma now. Today with us we have Mr. Amit Kalra. He is the director of HLE Glascoat. Welcome sir. Welcome to Pharma now.
Yes.
We are here at CPHI India. How has this experience been for you?
It has been wonderful. We were able to talk to a lot of our customers from India and abroad, and the footfall has been quite good. Yeah. So it's always nice to be here in each November at the CPHI PMEC exhibition.
What do you think about the international footfall?
It's very less compared to last year. Okay. I think last year we had a significantly higher number of international visitors. This time they're there, but not as much.
Oh, okay. So sir, you have completed your chemical engineering from Surat, and then you went on to do your post-graduation in Germany in chemical engineering, and then you completed your MBA from France. That you have such a great educational journey, and after that you have around 20 years of exposure in the industry. Please tell us more about where you started and how was your whole journey in the industry.
Yeah, so I started working in Germany after my post-graduation. I've spent about, I think, 7 or 8 years working as a chemical engineer in a couple of companies. And then I did my MBA, and post-MBA, the world changed. I started moving towards, or started taking interest in more management areas of business. So I learned different dimensions of running the business, like finance and HR. And then I came back to India 10 years back. Okay. And then after coming back to India, I used to work with the company, a Liechtenstein-based company, okay, in Gujarat. And since last 4 years, I am a director at HLE Glascoat. Okay. And in HLE Glascoat, one of my major roles is to engage into large transformational activities, so that we build a new vision. We build a vision that aligns us to building a Bhavya Bharat.
Bhavya Bharat.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are expert in change,
Yes.
inspiring change.
Yes.
Gosh. Then sir, when you transitioned from Germany, when you came to India, how was the whole transition for you? Do you think there is so much of a difference in the industry, German industry and the Indian industry?
See, Indian industry is very dynamic. It's very vibrant. There's lots to do. There is no time to think. A lot of action around.
Yeah.
It's a super fast growing industry. The Indian entrepreneurs are very, dynamic, risk-taking. They are doing great stuff, large things. And I think India is the place to be. You can't get bored here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So India is being called the pharmacy of the world right now.
Yes.
So what do you think about that? Where are we with that whole vision? Are we at the position that we are supposed to be, or do we still have more to reach?
I think there's quite a lot more to do. And I would put that into two baskets. One is the Indian quality standards of manufacturing have to go up. They have to align with the global standards. That's number one. Second is the efficiency has to go up. And when we talk about efficiency, or competitiveness rather, has to go up. And I think competitiveness the triggers of competitiveness are many, or the levers of competitiveness are many. One is the whole contribution of the government to bring that industry up. That has to go up. Second is the entrepreneur's ability to quickly scale up, and scale up nicely, taking people along, creating more talent for this industry in the future, that has to go up. Yeah. And the third thing is the company who make equipment for making API or chemicals that are used in pharmaceutical industry. I think those equipment makers have to be more innovative and think of more efficient and sustainable solutions for this industry. So that element also has to go up. And I think once all of this happens, which is happening in a way, uh, India's position on the global competitiveness scale from number 6 or number 7 right now can easily move to number 2 in a couple of years.
Right. And sir, earlier we were discussing about creating more profit, and that profit being translated into giving more discounts to the customer, and that overall increasing the industry standard.
Yes.
Can you explain it more to our audience?
So, question is, how can India become more competitive? Are there other countries that are more competitive than India? Yes, there are. Yeah. I mean, China is still the global API capital of the world. Most of the active pharmaceutical ingredients still come from China, and they come at a very attractive price. Okay. Indians will have to bridge the gap. And once Indian companies, and the only way to bridge the gap is if Indian companies start to become more competitive. Yeah. And the way they can become more competitive is through creating more efficient manufacturing processes in their manufacturing plants. Right. And once efficiency happens, and there are solutions available today, uh, I would say the Indian engineers are very risk averse. They want to maintain the status quo, uh, sometimes lazy. Okay, but I think once they open up and look for innovative solutions for their own manufacturing processes, I think the efficiencies can go up by at least 20 to 25%. And 20 to 25% efficiency can get translated into profits. Right. And once they get translated to profits, the Indian entrepreneur has two choices: either to enjoy the profits or to pass on those profits to the customer as a discount, so that the Indian entrepreneur comes closer to the global sales prices. And I think that is the whole aspect has to come together.
And that aligns very well with your vision of Bhavya Bharat.
Yes.
That is how is that the way you're planning to do?
We have already begun 3 years ago.
Okay.
So in the equipment that we make, example, the filtration and drying systems that we have, or the glass line reactors that we have, or other process equipment that we have. I mean, most of the process equipment today, have innovations which can bring at least 20 to 25% efficiencies in manufacturing to the customer, to the API manufacturer. And so we have been actively promoting that. We'll continue to do that. A lot of companies in India have gained a lot of efficiency from our solutions. And the more it will happen, the more competitiveness will improve of the industry overall.
Yeah, and the more India will grow as the pharmacy sector.
Exactly.
That's a very that's a brilliant perspective on the complete industry. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now I would like to see if you find any shortcomings in the current industry that we need to work upon, that the younger generation needs to work upon.
I think the quality of engineering talent has to go up. Yeah. That's one thing. Uh, I think the India is growing fast enough, and there aren't enough number of qualified, trained, experienced engineers available. So that aspect needs to go up. If you look at the attrition in the industry is extremely high. You see people changing jobs every couple of years. Yeah, that's one aspect. Second thing is the whole aspect of leadership development.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think aren't enough number of leaders currently that are available to run our industry. So the whole aspect of having so many small and mid-sized enterprises in India, that is beautiful. But these small and mid-sized enterprises of India, they need to scale up and match global standards and become more global, and larger in nature. so that they can cater to the growth that is already available to them. And for this, they'll need to develop a certain leadership aspect, certain culture, so that they can attract talents, they can build talents, they can retain talents. Right? And I think for me, that is a secret to scale up.
Okay. So you believe having so many mid-scale and small-scale companies might be the reason that engineers are switching jobs that frequently?
No, I mean, engineers switch jobs because simply there is a demand and supply deficit. Okay, imbalance, right? Yeah. Uh, the demand for qualified engineers is higher than the availability, right? And somebody is willing to pay them more. Yeah, therefore they switch. Yeah. So now when it comes to small and mid-sized companies, I think there is a different aspect. If you're a small and mid-sized company, for me, a small and mid-sized company is anywhere a turnover 100 to 1,000 crores. You can't stay at that level. Yeah, to gain efficiencies, to make cash available to build a great company, you have to quickly grow. Yeah. And to grow means to have certain processes internally within the company that allow you to scale up to cater to that growth. Right. And scaling up means to be able to have enough talent in the organization that collectively drives the company forward, not just one entrepreneur driving the company forward. It's about all the people moving in a very focused way in one direction.
So, sir, you have a very uh, creative, I would say, uh, overview about leadership. Uh, Please tell us more about what you believe leadership is, and the thing that we discussed earlier, conveying the vision, articulating the vision, and insight that the leader should have. Please tell us more about that.
So I think leadership is about seeing things that others are not able to see. And right? And essentially what it means is to be highly insightful about the things that are happening around you. Yeah. Right. And if you would ask me, how would I define vision? Vision can be defined as the ability to see things around you or ability to see how life around you is performing, would say. Right. And to find an alternative or a better way on how life around you can perform. And I think once you are able to see that, then your ability to inspire others is phenomenally high. Right. And if you're able to articulate that vision quite well, your ability to inspire is exponentially higher than anybody else. Yeah. Right. And for me, that makes a person a leader. Of course, there is the whole insight part, but then there is also an execution part. Yeah. And I think entrepreneurs or leaders generally you see around execution is great. But I think what differentiates one leader from another or what will differentiate India's leadership from the leadership of any other nation is the collective ability of leaders to develop an insight, for the nation, for the planet, that is substantially different and of a higher order.
Thinking about the whole humankind, exactly. Yeah. Uh, then having that vision, conveying that vision to the team members,
Yeah,
people being able to see that this man can see something that they cannot,
exactly.
that will make them follow you, that will make you a great leader.
Yeah.
That, and then the execution part becomes easier because you're able to convey that part easily.
Yeah.
Now that we have covered the leadership aspect, let's move on to your company, what it does, what kind of products you.
So HLE Glascoat is mainly into two product lines. One is a filtration and drying systems, and second is a reaction vessels. Okay. Uh, we are a company that does about 1100 crore turnover a year with a market cap of little less than 3000 crore. Uh, Recently, we invested in a company called Kinam. Okay. Kinam is into heat exchange solutions. We also acquired a company in Germany. It's called Thalatek. Thalatek is into high-end, premium, high-performance glass line reactors. So that's our product lines. Okay. We have multiple plants around the world. One is in Surat, one near Surat, one is in Silvassa. Third is in Anand, fourth Kinam in Mumbai, and fifth Thalatek in Germany. Your high plants, yeah. We have close to 3,000 people who work with us in HLE Glascoat. We have sales offices practically everywhere where API or chemical companies are around the world. So that's how we are structured. Our headquarters is in a way, the management team sits in Surat, near Surat, Maroli. So that's how we are structured.
Okay. And tell us more about the vision of Bhavya Bharat.
So our vision is very much aligned to Bhavya Bharat because when we look at the ranking of chemical or API manufacturing companies of India, it's not number 1 or number 2. Yeah, it's still on number 6, number 7 position. And we believe we have a role to play. So now we have, reaction systems, certain technologies as part of our reaction systems, which offer 25 to 50% efficiency to the user. Right. Or we have filtration systems. In filtration system, we have an automation system, which offers again about 20 to 25% faster processing for the user. So once we, and this innovation aspect, while it always existed at the DNA of the company, but the performance aspect began, I think, 3 to 4 years back. Okay. So now we have a lot of solutions in our portfolio which offer this very enhanced performance to our customers. And once customers start using, and today we have close to 20 to 25 case studies from various API companies of India, where they have reduced their batch times by 25 to 50%. And we believe once that becomes a national phenomena, then the efficiency of the Indian API company goes up, and as a result, the profitability goes up. Yeah, and because profitability goes up, and we believe we will have a strong contribution in that, the overall competitiveness index of the Indian API industry will improve. Yeah, and that is how we feel we are contributing to building a Bhavya Bharat, and we'll continue to do that unless the API industry of India becomes the most efficient in the world.
So that is a brilliant goal to have.
Yeah.
All the best on your journey. And thank you so much for inspiring us, for sharing your insights that you have gained throughout your long journey. And thank you so much for being on Pharma now.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.